What's up, everybody? And we are back with a new episode of Journey into Fantasy. As this time, we're going to be talking about the new Superman movie while Marin is messing with his camera, trying to make sure it works. But let's get started. I'm Brandon, this is Marin, and yeah, let's talk about Superman.
Let's talk about Superman. Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast channel. It's been a while.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out some stuff, but we are back better than ever. Bit more of a redesign, a relaunch, and we're trying something new.
Yes, we are. And today we're going to be diving into the most anticipated DC movie. I don't know movie, but DC movie in the last 10 years or less 3 years.
Since the Batman, I would say.
Since the Batman, ever since James Gunn was announced to be the head of the new DC studios.
Yes, as we know, with the backstory, Henry Cavill was supposed to come back, and then, I think it was a week after Black Adam was released in theaters, that's when they hired James Gunn and Peter Safran as the producers for DC Studios.
Right.
And James Gunn for months was planning a Superman reboot. Warner Brothers knew this, but they still brought Henry Cavill back for Black Adam and some scenes for The Flash that got cut out, which led to a bit of a mess. Fans were divided and all that because, Henry Cavill, he was a great Superman, and we know what happened with that. He got Warner Brothers messed around with him.
Yeah, that was kind of that kind of stuff for Henry Cavill. I saw something that James Gunn did say earlier, if we can bring it up, but he said it wasn't his fault. They just kind of just threw that in there, like you said. By the time he got the gig or the job, he had already known that he wanted to do a new Superman.
Yeah, it kind of gave me vibes of the original Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire when that was in works, because Sam Raimi was working on that, but at the same time, Sony was secretly planning a reboot and working on a reboot.
Here, I think I have it right here, what he said.
Kind of reminded me of that in a way. So it was like, no, they were doing this Superman reboot, but I feel like people at DC, some other people just didn't know about that and brought back Henry. But, with this...
It says right here, during a recent appearance on the, Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, the Superman director James Gunn explained that his deal to take over DC Studios closed, and it was announced that Cavill would reprise his role as the Man of Steel. However, according to Gunn, when he said it was already on paper that he would helm a new Superman film with a new actor, which created an unfair situation for Cavill.
Yes,
which is why there's a lot of people I remember a lot of people being upset about it.
And yeah, we were too, because it's like we got him back, and that is still pretty upsetting. But at the same time, it led to this film. We got David Corenswet in the role as Superman, and I have to say he was a really good Superman.
He was a great Superman in my opinion. He's probably one of my top 2.
I will say that with Henry Cavill, though, with his version of Superman, what DC did to him was pretty much the same thing that Sony did to Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. It was just wasted potential there.
Yeah, I agree. I can see that. He was only one Superman movie, I guess 2 if you count Batman versus Superman.
And then there's Justice League.
He was barely in that one.
Yeah.
And he was evil. And he had a fake mustache or a CGI face.
Yeah. But
Kal-El, no.
With it leading to this movie, though, and with how this movie was, I will admit there was a bit of hesitant with it, because this was going to pretty much be the first film, not the first project, but the first film in the DCU, as Creature Commandos was the first project in this new DCU. And with what we
do they not count? Do they not count Suicide Squad in DC's not Punisher? What's his name?
Peacemaker?
John Cena's Peacemaker.
Yes, but like the events are kind of loosely canon in a way.
Yeah.
But yes, it's kind of confusing how
The first
like,
official DC thing from
yeah,
this new universe
the
is
first
Commandos,
official is Creature Commandos because there's
which
some
we had a
stuff from
cameo.
Suicide Squad. Yep, Frank Grillo, I believe, who plays Rick Flag Sr. He appeared in this, kind of pretty much connecting and all that. But with how this movie was leading to this, because this was a big movie. This was the first Superman movie we were getting in years, and it was like, okay, what type of Superman are we gonna get? Are we gonna get something more like Christopher Reeves, where it just brought hope, or are we getting something like Man of Steel, where they try to go for this god complex, and then seeing that with James Gunn, it was like, or are we getting like Guardians of the Galaxy, but with Superman? Like, they were just, I would say there was just a lot of hesitant with this, and you still had those people who, of course, loved Henry Cavill, still hesitant about this. And unfortunately, with this film, there was like a lot of stupid shit going around, like, oh, it's woke and all that, even though the character has been woke since 1939 when he debuted in the comics.
Yeah, and the things they were calling woke, or I guess they were calling just something he wouldn't do. I don't agree, because I feel like if there was a war going around, I think it don't matter where it was. I think Superman would try to stop it.
Yeah,
without
Superman.
harming anybody. I mean, even when he did stop it, he wasn't like harming people. He just, I guess, threw tanks at them. I remember that line. He's like, "I didn't kill anybody. I just threw him out a couple tanks."
Right. Yeah. But with how this film was,
I like his portrayal of Superman in this.
With what we got, I loved it. We got a hopeful Superman, and it was like watching it, seeing this Superman. He is a very good guy. He is a very nice person. He is helping people, stopping wars. He is saving animals. He is doing what Superman does, and that was very important to see on screen. Pretty much being like this friendly world Superman. And that's what I loved with this film. And I
Is
believe
he your top Superman?
I don't know yet.
Live action wise?
I don't know yet. Maybe. Because it's like,
how many times have you seen the film?
I unfortunately only seen it once. Because I watched the event screening that they had with Fandango.
Yeah.
And my original plan was to go to rewatch it after the weekend again, but I got sick after watching it. So I wasn't able to go out. Yeah, this movie made me sick.
Let's go tomorrow.
I'm busy tomorrow.
Oh, it's comic day.
That too.
You got to pick up new Superman comics.
But yeah, like what I liked, I liked Superman. I liked the new characters that it introduced. Mr. Terrific. It was awesome.
James Gunn is good at doing that. He getting these characters that nobody. I'm sure everybody has said this and they know this by now, but he's getting these characters that nobody knows, or there's not really a big fan base for these characters. Because I didn't know Mr. Terrific before getting into this. The only one I knew
was
him. I knew Guy Gardner. Arrowverse. I stopped watching it years ago.
A version of his character was in the Green Arrow, so wasn't bad, but like with this version, it's like, oh god, this is so much better.
He was dope. He was played by. Do you remember Christopher McDonald? No. Do you know who he's played by?
Yes, I can't remember his name, but like he was in X-Men First Class.
Yes, I do remember that.
Eddie Gathegi, I think.
He played the guy that couldn't die from anything, but then ended up dying.
Yeah, they were supposed to bring him back. They're like, yeah, it's okay, we're gonna bring you back, and they never did.
Eddie, yeah, I don't know how to say that
I
first
am
name.
glad he got his
Eddie
second
Gagey.
chance with this.
He did. He was. I see a lot in
Like
online that people really loved him.
he was a standout in this film. Of course, the Justice Society, the Justice Gang from Nathan Fillion, Guy Gardner, Isabella Merced, Hawk
Which
Girl.
is quick trivia. It's his second time playing a Green Lantern, apparently.
Yeah, he voiced Hal Jordan
Yeah, in
in
the
a lot of
animated
the animated
movie.
stuff. But now
Sounds
they were,
nothing like him.
yeah. But those were side characters. We got Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, and I think she was the best Lois Lane. I have to say that.
You think so?
She gave a very powerful performance, had great chemistry with David Superman.
I wish there was more of like what she could do. I mean, she did a
Yeah,
lot to be fair, but
she was fierce, badass. Like she felt like the character. She felt similar to how the character was in the original Christopher Reeve movies. Also, I would say.
I wish I gave her a cigarette. That's it. Do a little callback, and then Superman would have just fly in saying, "That's not good to smoke, Lois." She
Yeah.
was great. She was marvelous, even.
Yeah, she was great. And now Nicholas Hoult being the ultimate hater as Lex Luthor.
Do you like his portrayal of Lex Luthor?
He was great in the
You
role.
think he's the best?
There were parts where it's like, okay, maybe a bit too, like, just how the character was, like, too smart, I would say. A bit OP.
I was in
a little bit of
I
OP,
like his portrayal as well.
but I
He
really
was
like his
very.
portrayal. He
I
was,
just. I don't think he's my favorite Lex. I like the Lex. It's an animated Lex, the one from the Superman animated series. I like when Lex is like portrayed as like a menacing, fearing guy that's very
yeah.
serious.
But
This is it looks like this is a very young Lex Luthor, and he's like just becoming like in charge of his father's company.
But this version is so much better than the one from the Batman versus Superman movie.
You talking about Mark Zuckerberg's version?
Yeah, Jesse Eisenberg. Like, I'm sorry that version fucking sucked. I love Jesse
I haven't seen
Eisenberg.
that movie in forever, but I
I
don't remember liking it. I do remember him just doing a Jesse Eisenberg impression all the time.
Yeah, it was just, but like with with Nicholas Hoult as Lex. Originally, Nicholas Hoult was one of the finalists for the Batman, for the Robert Pattinson Batman film, but Robert Pattinson, of course, got the role, and he was one of the finalists for Superman in this film. So I wonder with his Lex Luthor if he like channeled in his hatred, his anger for not getting the role of Batman or Superman.
Maybe, even though Nicholas Hoult was the most paid actor on the set.
Yeah, I don't think he would have been a good Batman or Superman, but him as Lex Luthor, I thought he was good for the most part, at least.
I thought he was good. I'm not I liked it. It kind of threw me off when he was acting like a little bit like a spoiled brat, which is probably what a young Lex Luthor probably would have acted. I'm hoping since he's going to jail, he's going to come out more menacing.
I do wish it kind of like explored a little bit more of him, why he is how he is, and like why he just hates Superman. I wish it could have explored that. But,
yeah, there's a lot of things. I wish I understood or they explored more of how he got that pocket dimension to start working. That kind of was just thrown in there. I mean, it felt very comic booky. Like plot, the whole situation. This stuff you see in a comic book.
That is one thing I saw like people complaining about the movie is that it feels a bit too comic booky, but yet it's a fucking comic book movie.
Yeah.
So like with how this film was, like with the characters too, like even like the secondary characters like Jimmy Olsen, Perry White, Cat Grant, whether it was people from the Daily Planet or people from Metropolis, some of the bad guys, they all just stood out. Like one of my things with this is that I would have loved to explore more of the Daily Planet side because I always like those characters, especially Jimmy Olsen. They were great, and it would have been like nice to like get a bit more moments of them with Superman or Clark.
Right. I agree. I like Jimmy Olsen. He was played by. Do you remember his name?
Skylar Aston, I think.
Yeah,
Aston.
Skylar Gidsundo, whatever his last name.
Gisundo, okay.
These names.
Wrong Skylar.
Did he? Were those freckles real or were those put on?
No,
You
he has
think?
freckles.
Does
He
he?
was in
He was
he was
wasn't
in
he
the
in another
bins.
movie? The which one?
The bins. He was in one of the Night at the Museums. I think he
Was he
played Gwen
in?
Stacy's younger brother in the first Amazing Spider-Man.
Was he in the movie called We Are the Millers?
No, that's Will Poulter.
Or Vacation?
He was in Vacation.
That's the one. That's the one with the guy from The Hangover, right?
Yeah, it helps.
He was so young in there, dude. Oh my god. I did you see that interview he had on after the movie came out saying that he initially thought that he was called in for the role of Superman?
Yes, I saw that.
And then when he
Was
told James Gunn the
auditioning for
story,
Superman.
he told James Gunn the story that James Gunn started laughing first in his face, like super loud. Like, I can't believe you actually thought you were gonna be casted as Superman.
I can't ever
I was like,
see that.
and I was like, oh come on, man. He you can't let it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of looks like him.
Yeah, no.
No, yeah, no.
But like
He did pretty well. I like his
like
little story with his little. I guess it's a spoiler, but his little bling. He was very. Let's say he was a very ladies' man. That's not really much of a spoiler, but he was a very ladies' man.
That was very interesting choice. Hilarious though. Like with this film, like just there was a lot in this film I liked. You know, another one who stole the show was Crypto, the super dog. He was completely CGI'd, and like this CGI on him just looked amazing. Crypto is the goodest bad boy there is. But
Forgot about Crypto. Yeah, you're right. He was one of probably not the best part of the movie.
I loved Crypto in this. How they had Crypto was like much different than Marin's favorite film, Super Pets.
That's right. He was voiced by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, right? In that one.
That's just in that film.
And then, didn't he also voice his Black Adam dog?
Yeah. There's a Black Adam dog and Black Adam.
Oh my god, they were really hyping up that fight, huh? The fight that nobody wanted to see.
Like it would have been cool, but it's like
who extra though? You know what I'm saying?
Have him fight Shazam. But okay, enough of Black Adam. We did a podcast of that. I think that was one of our first podcasts. You can go back to listen to that.
That's Brandon's favorite movie right there.
Oh yeah. Totally.
That one right after Morbius.
No, that's Gus's favorite movie.
Okay, so let's get him back on track. What do you think about because James Gunn's known for his soundtracks and it's a music choice for these movies. What's your opinion for the music choice in this movie?
So with this
movie, what was your favorite song?
With this movie, we really don't see much of a music choice compared to the Suicide Squad or the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah.
This has more of that original score, but of course there's some music moments, and this is a bit of a spoiler, but I love by the end when they were playing Punk Rocker. Are you drinking?
Yeah, lemonade.
Oh, sorry.
It's lemonade. Can't even
I'm
see
cutting this part out.
Anyways, it says composed by David Fleming and John Murphy. Mm-hmm. That opening score, when you hear the original like Superman score from like back in the 70s, but like I guess modernized or with the electrical guitar riff, was breathtaking, bro. To see that in theaters, to hear it with the surrounds, it was great. It was amazing.
It's epic.
I think my favorite music part or music scene was the one, I guess the only one we actually see in the movie is the one where Mr. Terrific's fighting all the Lex. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, is this kind of like...
It's a spoiler.
Yeah, I mean, it's been out for like 3 weeks now. So we're kind of late to it.
Yeah, we're kind of late, unfortunately, but hey.
But, he does a great job with that scene. Let's say Mr. Terrific's music scene. It was great. I love that song. I downloaded the whole freaking album already and listened to a whole bunch of James Gunn playlists. He doesn't mess with his music. I feel like he has one of the better taste of music in modern day directing.
Yeah, like
he's very good.
Like there were like parts, with the characters. Like some of these characters are a bit bizarre. You got Guy Gardner with that awful bowl haircut. You got Metamorpho being this bizarre character. You got a CGI good boy dog.
Yeah, that
And,
was one of the complaints we saw online. People saying this movie felt very crowded. It didn't really feel like a Superman movie, which
but
I don't agree. I kind of like that they
I
added a bunch of stuff and a bunch of characters because this world, this whole DC world that we're going into, is already like
yeah.
cemented. Already has superheroes in it, and we saw with the Justice Gang. They
Yeah,
have
it's
their
like
teams already. I like that it feels crowded because in an
mhm.
actual comic or an actual world where there's
In a comic book
superheroes, of
world.
course they're going to be like interacting with each other.
Yeah.
You can still tell a story of one character and have other characters interact with that character. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't diminish the fact that this isn't just a Superman movie just because we saw other characters besides Superman. Superman lives in the DC universe. There's going to be
Mhm.
other DC superheroes and other DC villains and characters in that universe that he's going to have to interact with in a daily basis. I'm not really understanding that complaint.
Yeah.
You know,
Like I kind of understand that complaint because of how much was going on in this film, but with these characters, James Gunn does what he does best. Getting some of these weird characters and making us like them, making us fall in love with them, pretty much. Like
yeah,
Metamorpho is like,
Mr.
who is
Terrific.
this guy, Mister? Well, yeah, Mr. Terrific, but Metamorpho was more of a weirder type character, I would say. And just seeing what James Gunn did with him in the film, it's like, oh, okay, this dude is great. This dude is awesome. Nice. Okay,
He was
awesome.
very funny.
He was.
This is a little bit of a spoiler, but that at the end when they saved that one country, and they asked him, hey, you should join the team. Hawk Girl's telling Guy Gardner, you should join the team. Guy Gardner looks at him like, I don't know, he's not really a big fit for the Justice Gang. He then Metamorpho looks at Guy Gardner after Guy Gardner has been told that that was a stupid name by everybody in the team. Metamorpho looks at Guy Gardner and says, Justice Gang, that's such a great name. And then he allows him. That was like so funny to me. That was so sweet. I thought who's the actor that plays Metamorpho, because I feel like he did a good job playing that
The actor who played him
character.
played Victor.
Victor who?
Anthony Kerrigan. He was in Gotham, playing Victor.
Oh wow.
Sass.
Oh, is he bald in real life?
Yeah, he has alopecia. Like
Will Smith.
Victor Sassaf. I can't. It's the Batman villain that like whenever he kills someone, he puts a marking on himself. He played him in Gotham.
And it was cool. Death of the Unicorn, which you saw recently, haven't you?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he was. But like, it was cool to see him go from like this villain to playing this likable hero.
Yeah, he was great in it. I feel like the whole cast did a great job. There's not really a cast member I didn't like.
And Pa Kent, like they were. I would have loved to spend more time with them, but yeah, they were standouts. I loved their performances as pretty much Clark's parents.
Even the villain side, the actress
he had on them.
Yeah, even on the villain side as well, like Lex and the lady that played the engineer, she did a great job too.
They did great too.
I've never heard of that character. Is that like an original character for this film, or
it's I think it's part of the Authority, the team, the Authority, and that is a movie that is coming soon from DC. So
I liked her powers. Her powers were very interesting.
Yeah,
never seen anything like that.
But like how this film compares to the other Superman films, for me, I kind of see a little bit more like how the Christopher Reeve Superman movies were. Like we see Superman wanting to save the day, wanting to help people. Like during fights, he is kind of like sidetracking a little bit, going to save people, getting people out of harm's way. And we saw that with the Christopher Reeve Superman movie. So, and that is how Superman is. So I think it was great to get that back with this film compared to how Man of Steel was with all that destruction going on. Like, holy crap.
Henry Cavill was not stopping to save no damn squirrel if he wasn't going to help a fucking building fall on people.
Like,
I've heard a lot of people say Zack Snyder was saying that he wanted to make it a very, very like anime Dragon Ball Z fight, and which, to be fair, he did. The fights in that movie, I think those are like one of the best fights in all these, in like
the
a lot
fights
of
were
these.
pretty good. I'm not gonna
And
lie.
the first Man of Steel, when he fights Zord or Zod,
God, Jorg, yeah, sure.
that's Buzz Lightyear. Uh,
Jord.
no, that's. Anyways, when he fights him, those are. I thought I could feel the punches, even watching it at home without watching it
Yeah.
on IMAX. I could feel like the
It was
hits.
like, ooh,
Here,
okay.
here these fights
They're
weren't
good though.
as they were good, but they weren't as like breathtaking as that. But you need more than just
Yeah.
breathtaking,
Like
you
with
know,
this Superman
scenes
though,
to
we
make a
don't
movie.
see him fully unstoppable like other Superman films were, and that was one of the complaints I've seen. That Superman is more vulnerable.
I feel like a lot of Supermans are the only Superman film that I know that him being unstoppable is the Zack Snyder ones,
Yeah,
right?
honestly.
Because
Yeah.
Christopher Reeves wasn't like super strong. Oh, he was strong, but he wasn't unstoppable.
Yeah. Like with this one, like we just see David Cornsweet Superman be a bit more vulnerable. Like he is going through shit in this film with legs.
Yeah,
We see him like struggling emotionally, bit physically. Like it is just a lot of stuff going on. And I do believe that David perfectly portrayed that. It was very interesting to see like this Superman be a bit more vulnerable than usual, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense because like this takes place during his third year as Superman, I believe, and we
mm,
just see him like um still learning the ropes. He's still developing, and I did like that.
yeah, he was good. I'm just looking at his picture right now. He looks just like Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. He was very vulnerable.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't think it made it weaker for him or made him
No.
such, bad storytelling or made just a
No.
worse film just because we didn't see a super strong Superman. And who says down the road James Gunn doesn't make him stronger, make him more unstoppable?
Exactly.
Well, the thing is, when you do that with a character, you get something like Batman versus Superman, where you have to kill Superman so they don't have a Deus Ex Machina at the end of Justice League, which they ended up having anyways, so they can have an actual threat. Because if you just have Superman there the whole time, he's unstoppable. Then nothing can really stop. He can just kill or stop anybody from doing anything.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
not really good storytelling. What James
No.
Gunn does here, you could tell he wants to make a very grounded and
Hmm.
very human Superman.
Yeah, and he portrayed that. He perfectly achieved that. Now, but
Yeah.
with every film, though, there are some things we might not like, some things that we don't think worked or we just didn't really care for. And with this next part, even though we pretty much got into some spoilers already, but with this next part, we're pretty much going to get more into spoilers. So you've been warned. But Marin, what were flaws with the film that you had?
Uh, uh, Flaws
Yeah, just something with some stuff with the film that you didn't like,
that I
whether it was
didn't
the
like. There is a
characters or like
lot that I loved about this movie.
yeah,
I think this might be my favorite Superman movie. I don't think I'm rewatching the Christopher Reeves ones anytime soon. Maybe, like I said before, I didn't really like. I wasn't a big fan all that much of how Lex Luthor was portrayed. I just didn't
yeah,
like. I like seeing. I want to see a Lex Luthor that kind of
hmm,
scares Superman.
yeah, I
Just
get
not
that.
really much of a brat. I want to see Lex Luthor
More
that's
more
menacing,
menacing, yeah,
more menacing, more strong, and more fear. Which I hope they do in the second film.
yeah.
I trying to think of other things I didn't like. I mean, I don't know, man. I've watched this movie like 2 times. I really love this movie. I wish we did see more of Clark Kent.
Yeah, I
Even
I
you
agree with
know,
that because this was more of a Superman story than a Clark Kent story.
I did feel a lot of the stuff was kind of rushed. For example, when they're fighting, when the Justice Gang is introduced, what are they fighting? They're fighting
They're fighting that kaiju.
yes, okay. So when they're fighting that kaiju, and this is after Lex Luthor has found the secret out that his parents sent him here to become, basically a Viltrumite and just take over Earth.
That's that part with how like the parents with what the parents did, like sending him to pretty much be a Viltrumite.
I didn't mind that. What I
like that part.
What I was gonna say is that I didn't like how rushed or how like everything just turned super quick. So they're after Superman just is done saving a bunch of people from this kaiju, and right after, it's not even like a day, it just happens right after. You see in the news and somebody's phone, Lex Luthor has exposed the truth of what Jor-El and Laurel, whatever her name was. They exposed the truth of what Superman was sent here to do, which I thought, and then when I started watching, I was like, this might be kind of fake. This could be him lying. But the way Superman, they turned quick on him.
Yeah,
it felt rushed.
I kind of didn't like that. I don't know, but like with how they had that, it's kind of like Superman's parents wouldn't do that. What the heck?
I felt rushed. To me, it felt rushed. I think it just felt kind of a little bit sloppy. I feel maybe they could have done it. It wasn't executed best.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It was kind of. I thought it was fake for a while.
Like how they had with the parents like that, though, that was really like the one thing with the film I will say that I straight up didn't like. I don't know. Like for me, it was like, no, that doesn't work.
Now, are you on the side of the internet where they're saying theories that this isn't really Jor-El, this is Zod?
That I do not know.
Have you seen that theory?
I heard a theory that it was Zod that made them do that. But because like this is something that Zod apparently this is something that Zod would do, Jor-El would never do something like that, and it's like I understand that, but like apparently why didn't
address this already though, saying no, this is 100% canon. There is no Zod. He was saying that during the test screenings of this Superman movie, people have the same complaint. People ask like, "Is that real? Is that what Superman parents sent him to do?" And he was like, "Yes, it's real." He got really annoyed. Supposedly, he addressed this saying, "Yes, it's real." So they had added the part where Mr. Terrific says that one line. You know what I'm talking about, where he says,
"Yeah,
it's definitely true." That was kind of rushed. I felt like that part was rushed.
I didn't like that part though. I don't know. I agree with the part of the internet that's like, yeah, no, that Superman.
You didn't like that part?
No, that is really the one thing with this film I did not like. I would say that I straight up did not like. That didn't like. If that part was different, maybe it would be like my favorite Superman film. But I don't agree with that part.
Yeah, for me, it's not much of like them being evil. It's just how it was written and how it was executed. That whole scene, it just felt really sloppy and really rushed. Like how the whole city just turns on him. Just they're gonna believe Lex Luthor, a CEO. I don't know. That felt kind of weird and sloppy to me. Another part that kind of felt, I guess, a little sloppy and a little weird for me. I'm trying to think.
For me, it was kind of like the Ultraman reveal.
I mean, that was because I'm on the internet all the freaking time. I kind of knew what was gonna.
I knew about it, but like when it happened, it was like, oh, okay. For a second, I'm like, wait, is this Superboy?
Yeah,
because Superboy is a clone of Superman, and Lex has a DNA from both. So I was thinking, is this going to be the DCU Superboy? And then I was like, oh nope, never mind then.
Nope, it's just a clone of Superman.
That was a very interesting choice. Like I kind of figured it was going to happen because I saw all the theories, but yeah, it was like, are they going down that route? And then seeing that, it's like, oh, okay. And now there's more theories regarding that clone that it could become Bizarro. Which that would be cool.
That'd be interesting. Be interesting to see that. I don't think James Gunn has any plans to bring Bizarro into this universe anytime soon, though.
Yeah, I don't.
He's working on a bunch of random stuff. He's working on Batman, Wonder Woman, Supergirl.
Yeah. I would. I think it would be cool to see Bizarro, but at the same time, it's like, we don't need that yet. Maybe
not yet. Exactly. Speaking of Supergirl, what was your spoiler, she's in this at the end for
Yeah,
like 2 minutes.
I that was a theory, and the theory was exactly right. How she comes back in the end. I remember like reading about that a year before the movie came out, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, that actually happened. Okay, and I do think Millie Alcock, I think that's her name. She
Right.
is a perfect choice for Supergirl. She's a perfect choice for Kara. And like with what we got of her, it's like, okay, yeah, the Supergirl movie is going to be great because apparently, like in that comic, she's more of like a frat girl type thing, and like now kind of dealing with the loss of Krypton, and like I do think that Millie as Supergirl and what they did with Supergirl was just perfect. And was a great introduction to set up for the Supergirl movie.
Yeah. I saw a lot of people hating on it, but I didn't really hate on it. I hope it's a good Supergirl movie because the last Supergirl movie supposedly I saw clips about it all, and it's like 3 hours long or something like that. She looks like she's gonna do great. I saw the promotion of that movie
Yeah, they have
for
a poster.
Supergirl. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she will be, like I said, I think she is perfect for the role.
I haven't seen
Even
it. What is she in?
She was in House of Dragon
Oh, I've not seen that.
for
I
the
heard it
first
was
season. I haven't seen it either.
bad.
I heard amazing things about season 1, and then people complained about season 2.
People love complaining though.
Yeah, but
Just like Brandon saying this is the worst Superman movie ever.
it's super woke.
Super work. This is not my Superman. Where's your MAGA hat?
What? But yeah, but like I do think that she will be great in the role, and I do think that this was a great introduction to the character, and just pretty much with the DCU in general, because like we talked about earlier with the DCU, like with this film, it like this universe is already happening. This isn't the start of a cinematic universe. Watching it, it's like, okay, yeah, this has been going around for many years now. So it was like, what all happened? Has this Superman met other heroes besides the Justice Gang? And like
Oh, there's a isn't there a novel that goes with this movie that
that's
explores
like a
his career?
junior, that's like a junior novel. So, but like now we do know like there are certain characters that already exist in the DCU due to Creature Commandos. We know that Batman is already out there, so it was like,
Which
okay, when can we get the world's finest? When can we get now Wonder Woman? That's a film that's being written. No, Teen Titans is being written.
the Lanterns is already filming.
Yeah, I think that finished filming.
Did it finish? I saw the picture. I'm excited for that one. Jon Stewart live action.
Yep. Aaron Pierre, perfect choice for Jon Stewart. And but
The
it's
future
all
of DC looks bright. I feel like
yeah.
I'm more excited in years. For years, I haven't really been excited for the DC. I've always been like more into the Marvel side of this, for at least for the movies. You know, when a DC movie would come out, like The Flash or Aquaman, I don't think I've seen those in theaters or at all. To be honest,
I watched them in theaters. They was
we're a movie for a casual fan of the superhero movies. The DC hasn't really excited me in years. I think the last movie that excited me for the DC was, to be fair, was Justice. Well, I guess Suicide Squad, the 2016 one.
I thought it was a Batman.
I was gonna say, well, yeah, but that wasn't really connected to the DC.
Yeah.
I mean, for like that universe, the old universe.
Yeah, it's like no, with the previous DC films, not including the Batman, it was like
They kind of gave me Sony
right after
vibes.
Black Adam. Yeah, but like right after Black Adam, I will say they were starting to feel a little bit like a connected universe. But then, like after when like James Gunn came in, it was like they kind of started to flop. Now Shazam 2 flopped, The Flash flopped, Aquaman 2 flopped, and it was like Blue Beetle. That one was honestly the best one out of those latest ones, and that one unfortunately flopped. So
I heard he's still in the. I heard he's still in
Yeah.
this universe, and to get an
Yeah.
animated series.
Yeah, he's getting an animated series. I'm excited for that.
I saw George Lopez talking about it in on a podcast with Tiger Belly.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "We just got done filming this show called Blue Beetle." Blah, blah. It's so weird hearing these like actors, like these side actors, go on podcasts and not know that they're talking about like big famous Marvel, like that one guy that plays Nightcrawler. Did you see what he
Alan
exposed?
Yeah, apparently
these actors that are like side rows.
Yeah, he fights Mr. Fantastic apparently in the new Avengers movie, and he's like, I got yelled at for doing that.
That's what I'm saying, because these actors aren't really doing Marvel or DC movies like that, so they always kind of expose little bits in here because they don't know that they're supposed to keep their mouth shut. I feel like, at least for me, I don't know.
I agree with
how
that.
Hollywood works. It's
like, I don't know, but it's just with like, you know, seeing how the DCEU was compared to like this being the start of the DCU. You know, Man of Steel was the start of the DCU. Well, it was the start of the DCU, and like seeing how like that kind of like set up a little bit of the pieces. You know, we see LexCorp, we see like kind of teases of Batman in the Man of Steel. With this one, we just see like this already expanded universe. You know, with other heroes, teases. And it's like, okay, yeah, we are gonna be getting a lot. And like, you know, there's already a lot coming soon from the DCU, as we mentioned, Supergirl, Lanterns, and now Creature Commando Season 2, the Blue Beetle animated series, and we're also going to be getting a Clayface movie next year too.
Which is going to be horror and rated R, supposedly.
Apparently taking inspiration from The Substance.
Oh, wow, okay. Did you see that movie?
I haven't. I've been wanting to, but I haven't.
It's gross. I would say
I've heard.
The makeup in that movie is top tier. There's a lot of pictures I'm also seeing online. I don't know if this is like people that don't know or people that think it's true or hoping it to be true. Is that people are saying that they can't wait to see Henry Cavill. They can't wait to see David Cornsweet and Robert Pattinson interact in the big screen. Which
I would love for that to happen, but
I would too. But James Gunn has already confirmed.
Yeah,
he might change his mind. But
they've been confirming. Yeah, they've been confirming that the Batman and the DCU is not connected, but yet it's like, no, people kind of want that. I won't mind, but at the same time, it's like I don't see it happening. I would love for it to happen because I'm not gonna lie, with the Batman Brave and the Bold movie that they're supposedly working on, even though they never revealed who is writing the script, and the director of it is the director of the Flash movie, and we all saw how that turned. Yeah. I will say I'm hesitant about this. I think it was Variety that made a report about this where like they kind of would like, yeah, we do not believe that that movie is actually happening because we don't know who is writing the script, but yet we know who is writing the script for pretty much all of the other projects. So it's like, okay, red flags.
I think it's because James Gunn is like still flip flopping on the idea. I'm hoping. I don't know. I'm speaking on my ass, but he's probably hoping, or he's flip flopping on the idea to keep Robert Pattinson part of the DCU or not.
I hope.
I hope so, but I think James Gunn is very like, I want to do it my way. But he sees like a lot of people liking that movie and loving Robert Pattinson's portrayal. What could happen is that it could be the same actor, Robert Pattinson, but those movies just take place in another universe. It could be like, variant.
Yeah.
Like a different I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? Like he could be the same actor but plays a different Batman.
Yeah. There has been fan castings for who could play Batman in the DCU. So, Marin, who would be your fan casting?
Brandon Hornsby.
Hey.
I don't know, man. Because I heard they wanted to go for an older Batman again, which I'm kind of disappointed if they go for an older. Because I like when Superman and Batman are around the same age, so they can hang out.
I do think they should be the same age, but yet I'm with the Batman Brave and the Bold movie, we're supposed to be already getting like this Bat family already established. And that is really what I'm looking forward to, seeing Nightwing, Red Hood, Batgirl, Tim Drake, Robin, Damian Wayne, Robin. I'm excited to just see all of them, the Bat family. And my choice, I think Jensen Ackles.
Is that the guy that plays Jack Reacher?
No. Jensen Ackles is Dean from Supernatural. Soldier Boy from The Boys.
Oh, it would be great. I don't think he would want to do it, though.
He will. He has said he want to be Batman. He would.
What's his name?
Jensen Ackles. I love Alan Ritson. He plays Jack Reacher. I love Alan Ritson, but I do not want him as Batman. Because it's like... Could they be a good... I feel like with Batman, it's like, okay, you have kind of two roles, Bruce Wayne and Batman.
John Hamm. I see a lot of people saying that. What movies is this? Is not. I don't know. I haven't really thought about fan casting because I kind of want Robert Pattinson to keep playing him.
I would love to see Robert Pattinson still in the role. I mean, we got the Penguin last year, and that was a good DC series that is set in the same universe as the Batman. So, but it's like they're wanting to expand the Batman universe. Like Matt Reeves is wanting to expand the Batman universe in his own way, compared to how James Gunn is wanting to expand his DCU in his own way. So, yeah.
You think James Gunn might go to the route with Batman from an unknown actor or like an actor that hasn't had many big roles? He likes doing that with like big projects. For example, I didn't know who David Corns was. I didn't even know who was in Twisters. I had nothing. Same thing with Chris Pratt and Guardians. Chris
Pratt was a TV actor.
So I think he might do that, which could align with Supernatural because he's only done the actors, only done like TV roles.
Yeah, I would love to see Jensen Ackles, but I would love to see Robert Pattinson more. But I do think Jensen Ackles is a perfect choice. So
who from the WWE would you like to see if you had to pick a wrestler?
No one.
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton wants to. I love Randy Orton. I'm a fan, but no.
Al Pacino.
Oh gosh.
John Boyega.
I would love to see him in a superhero role.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. Actually, this is a good one. Aaron Taylor Johnson. He could probably do a job. He's kind of.
I don't want to.
You don't want him?
I don't want to see Kraven the Hunter as Batman. I want to see him back as Quicksilver in the MCU.
I would love to see that too. Alan Richardson looks cool. If they're going for like a big Batman.
Huge. The dude is like, I remember watching him in the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. And it was like each scene, it just looked like that his arms were just getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, well.
But there's just a lot of stuff they can do with the DCU. And I will admit, I'm a bit hesitant with how James Gunn is kind of approaching stuff. I feel like he needs to kind of have a clear plan of okay. But yeah, he is just focusing on scripts and just greenlighting the film right away if the script is good. I feel like he kind of just needs a bit of a order, a bit of a timeline to approach this stuff. At least that, in my opinion. And doing Creature Commandos being the first project in the DCU, even though you don't need to watch Creature Commandos to watch Superman, why start with Creature Commandos?
I don't know. He's just starting with obscure comic characters, sure. I feel like. But anyways, quick Superman trivia if you want to get into it. Do you want to get into this?
Sure.
Just a little bit of news to see if you knew this or not. Nathan Fillion insisted that the Guy Gardner sport the same bowl cut he does in the comics, apparently. It was his idea.
Oh.
Which Great job. I mean, I saw the
I thought it
hate
was
or I saw the memes about it.
I thought it was James Gunn, like, oh, you're getting the bowl cut because Nathan Fillion is one of his good friends. So,
Apparently it was
it's
Nathan
like,
Fillion.
and it's like with Sam Raimi, always embarrassing Bruce Campbell in the Evil Dead films. James Gunn is kind of like that with his friends in his films.
No, it was all him, all Nathan Fillion. Another Nathan Fillion fact of this movie: 5 Green Lantern rings were made for this film. He kept one and wore it to the premiere. Which,
Nice.
if I was playing Green Lantern, I would keep all 5. To be honest,
I remember Ryan Reynolds. He kept 2 of the rings. He gave one to someone, I don't remember who, and then he gave the other one to his nephew.
speaking of
And
Reynolds, didn't James Gunn, well, as soon as he found out he got the news, texted him saying, "Hey, you want to be Green Lantern again?"
Ryan was
Which
like, "Fuck
Reynolds
off,"
replied to, "Fuck off." That's right.
because like when James got the news, like when the news was put out there that James is now in charge of DC, Ryan Reynolds messaged him congratulating him, and James was like, "Thanks. Want to come back as a Green Lantern?" He said that
As we
Ryan
all know,
and Jason Momoa texted him right away. That
as
Jason
we all
Momoa
know,
texted Lobo.
as we all know, fucking Reynolds does not love that movie at all. As you can see in the end of what was it,
That's
Deadpool
how
2,
he
where he
met his
kills
wife.
himself.
That's how he met his wife.
Probably the only good thing, because I've heard he
Yeah.
had like a lot of issues with that director.
Like the script wasn't complete when he signed on, or like probably they were going for another movie, and then like when they finished the script, it was a whole different movie. This fucking sucks, bro. which is
Another
why he was,
trivia.
which was why he was heavily involved in the Deadpool films, writing and producing and all that, because he's like, we are not doing another Green Lanterns. This is going to be good.
Another trivia from the Superman movie. The return of the Superman's iconic trunks was requested by David
Yes,
Cornsweet
that is
himself,
true.
who justified it. Thusly, I'm an alien from outer space who can fly and lift buildings and shoot laser beams out of my eyes that can dissolve things. I want kids to not be afraid of me, so what am I going to wear?
Because James Gunn, he was wanting to, like, he was looking at designs and Snyder about it, because like Zack Snyder talked about how they tried to keep the trunks for Man of Steel, but it just didn't look good. And like him and Zack Snyder discussed that the trouble of like finding a design with the trunks because of how goofy or like how not good it looks. But David Cornsworth was like, no, we have to have the trunks.
It did good. They look. I feel like they look great. I like it.
My cousin was talking about this like after the movie, and he's like, you know what? I like the trunks because like, with the Henry Cavill suit, he was talking about this, just how bland it looks without the trunks. And just seeing the trunks on Superman, it's like, okay, yeah, it's like, it just adds more to it. Doesn't make it look bland.
Yeah, they. So I'm looking at the suits now. Henry Cavill's suit looks more like armor instead of just a suit.
Nah, that's just his mustache.
Whatever. Those are, I guess so. It's very skin tight. Now that I've seen Superman with like trunks and stuff, now I'm looking at Henry Cavill suit. It does look very weird without the trunks.
Yeah.
Or it just looks all like blue. They could have done some red around the crotch area, but that's neither here or there. All
That's
over
in the
now.
past.
Henry Cavill can jump off a bridge apparently.
Oh boy.
So says Brandon. The
I
first
cannot say
Superman
that.
film since Superman Returns, 2006, to utilize John Williams' main theme from the Superman 1978 as the character's main leitmotif in the film score. James Gunn cited that the theme as one of the greatest film scores of all times and associated it with the character of Superman since the beginning of the development of this film, which I am glad they did because that was an amazing score. The little rendition of the electric guitar was great.
Mm-hmm. It works perfectly well. The score is phenomenal. And like this movie, I remember when right before the Flash come out, they were kind of like heavily promoting it, like, oh, this is the movie that we need now because of the themes that it has and all that. No, this is the movie that we need now. This feels like being nice is good. it's okay to be different. Like this movie just felt like a hug in a way. And this was the movie that we needed now, and I am glad that we have this movie and how it turned out.
I agree. I feel like it was very it's very rewatchable. Not to say that it's it's gonna be stuck in this time forever, but I feel like the message it was trying to get across, or the point it was trying to get across, was very well executed.
Yep.
I felt very emotional myself watching it. The ending, that speech he gives, that monologue, it's very good. On the other hand, though, who doesn't feel like it was a good idea is Mr. Michael Ronson Boom, who previously played Luther on Smallville, who played one of the Raptor soldiers and armed force employed by Lex Luthor to take down Superman, was in this movie.
Yes, he had a cameo, a voice cameo,
which I thought was cool. I feel like he was another one of my Lex Luthor favorites. That whole show,
He's good friends with James Gunn. He was in.
Oh, is he?
Guardians 2 and 3.
How do you say his last name? Rosenbaum?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Will Reeve, the youngest child of the former Superman Christopher Reeve, appears as a reporter in the real life. Will is a television correspondent for ABC News.
Yes.
His cameo was first reported in July 2024.
Yeah, and he looks a lot like his dad.
Does he? I'm gonna look up a picture.
He looks a lot like him. I remember he was talking about. He was in an interview. He was talking about how he was telling David that, hey, you don't need my blessing to play the character, and he was just talking positively about David as Superman.
That's good. I'm glad he's a good guy.
Yep.
Spoilers. In the comics, Ultraman is an evil alternate version of Kal-El in the film. He is a Lex Luthor-made clone similar to some irradiations or iterations of Bizarro.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people saying that. We talked about that. People want him to be Bizarro. They really want a Bizarro. That'd be cool.
Kevin Feige messaged James Gunn. It's like, so when we get in Bizarro, Kevin Feige, now the CEO of Marvel, pretty much, he messaged James Gunn. He was like, so when are we getting Bizarro? I want Bizarro.
I want him to. I wonder if they keep Ultraman as Bizarro, if it's because his body was damaged during the whole black hole stuff and it makes him look because he's supposed to look like a zombie.
And he went into a black hole, so. And after this though, there are rumors that we could be getting a Mr. Terrific project, like a series based off for the character, and it is rumored that we could get a Jimmy Olsen spin-off series. And I'm seeing a lot of fans online talk about how with a Jimmy Olsen series in the comics, it is random like regular so.
Is it?
So I'm like, oh shit, I want to see how that turns out.
I was thinking it'd be cool if he goes to like different cities in like this DC universe where he goes and reports on like different heroes. Maybe we see him in Gotham and he's like beat up and saved by Batman, or he's going to Central City and fights Gorilla. Yeah, I was thinking that. I feel like that might be a cool way they could go with Jimmy Olsen's show. It just like Daily Planet sends them off to like different cities, like Gotham, Central City, or the other ones.
But no, apparently, like Jimmy Olsen stories, they're crazy like regular show.
I had to read them then. I love that show.
Regular show is one of the best animated shows ever. But there was with this being like the first movie in the DCU, there's just a lot they can do, a lot that could set up for, and it's already being said that Superman's next appearance isn't necessarily a sequel, isn't necessarily a Superman 2, but it's not like a Batman versus Superman or none of that. So it just make one wonder, it's like, okay, what is going to be like the next Superman movie? Is it going to be like a Superman Supergirl movie? Some type of Justice League, some type of team up, World's Finest,
right.
What could we get? Because after this, it's we need more of this version of Superman. We need more. And with how this sets up for the DCU, I can't wait to see what more they do with this universe.
Hmm.
and like
I
how
agree, dude.
and just how different it'll be compared to the MCU.
I feel like right now I haven't seen a lot of MCU movies in a while, but right now I feel they're going for a very different approach,
Yeah,
at
like
least for the beginning of it, because a lot of MCUs they kind of, especially for the beginning, they kind of strayed away from trying to feel too comic booky, trying to make it feel a little bit
trying to
more
feel like
realistic.
the real world outside your window. I feel like, but
Yeah,
it works. But at the same
I feel
time, I
like
feel like
it worked. Now it's been almost 20 years of it doing the same thing. We want to see something new. I feel like fans want to see
mhm.
comic books in the real life. Basically, you want to see stuff that doesn't make sense or
Yeah,
makes it's silly, like a
I don't
fucking
know.
super dog chasing super squirrels.
I don't know. When you got Howard the Duck and the Punisher being in the same universe,
Yeah, there's right, a duck and a Punisher
I want
being
to
in the
see a
same
Howard the
universe.
Duck series. Okay, back to DC though. What is one DC project you would like to see be made from like any character, like a TV series or a movie
That hasn't been announced yet.
that yeah could have been announced or like that
Well,
hasn't been
because
announced?
we're talking about it has been announced. I want to see that Green Lantern's buddy cop film a lot. So
That's gonna
I'm
be
a big Green Lantern fan.
a series.
I'm excited for that. I'm especially Jon Stewart. He's my favorite
Mhm.
Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Talking about unannounced, I would love for them to somehow introduce Martian Manhunter in
Ooh, that would be
this series.
cool. That would be
I don't know if it's
cool.
how, because he's another character that I really was a big fan of growing up.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
I would love to see something of Nightwing.
Red Hood?
Nightwing.
You're more of a Nightwing guy?
I like Nightwing. Like, Dick Grayson, I always thought he was a super cool, likable character. And then in the
Mm-hmm.
comics, of course, they have him do some pretty bad stuff. But like, I would love to see like his relationship with Barbara Gordon's Batgirl. Like, whether it's like a movie or like a TV series, it's like I do feel like that they were just there's a lot they can do with the Bat family, and like I want to see like Nightwing is one of my favorite characters. Like I love the actor who portrayed him in Titans, even though that series and the writing for almost all of the characters that great.
Yeah, I didn't think I watched it, but I heard it
But
was something for
the
sure.
actors were good for the most part. Just
Hmm.
the writing and kind of sucked. Like at the same
Right.
time, though, I would like to see a Teen Titans live action, like a good Teen Titans live action series in a way. Like I want to see who plays Luffy in One Piece, the live action One Piece. I think he'll be a perfect Beast Boy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he would probably yeah he would do good or me. Okay.
Yeah, I would like to see something with Nightwing or I know Teen Titans. That script is said to be written, and I believe it's being written by the person who wrote Supergirl, and that
Yeah.
same person is writing the new Wonder Woman movie.
I hope that they keep Cyborg in Teen Titans instead of making him part of the Justice
I
League.
hope
He'll
so
be
too.
dope.
Yeah, I hope
I'm
for
more a fan of him in Teen Titans than I was with Justice League.
yeah, I agree. I wasn't a fan of them putting him as a Justice League founding
That's
member.
that's because of the New 52, right? They added him into
Yeah, the
that.
new 52.
Yeah, he has way. I feel like he has better chemistry with Beast Boy than he does with Batman.
I will say in the movies he did have good chemistry.
Say that again. You cut off.
I will say that in the movies he did have good chemistry with the
The Flash. Yeah, I
yeah.
do too.
There's just so much they can do, and there's still a lot of castings to be done for these characters. There's a lot of rumors on like a lot of fan castings for
Mhm.
Batman, for all these characters. Lately, I've been seeing a lot of fan casting for Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah, that'll be dope too, man.
Yeah. So it's like we just
Who
gotta.
who are you trying to who do you want to see as Wonder Woman?
I would love to see Adria Arjona.
Who does she play?
I would love to see her
Uh,
as. I would love to see her as
what's her name?
Adria Arjona. She's dating Jason Momoa right now, but like she was in recently in Andor, and she was in a rom com movie with Glenn Powell, and she's a great actress. I think she can nail Wonder Woman.
You think so?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know where to begin. Maybe Sydney Sweeney.
No, she's Power Girl.
Yeah, that's right. Fan casting.
Like, there's a lot with the DCU actors, characters they can cast.
Yeah, everybody's saying that act that you mentioned. It's like the first result. Another one is Adelaine Kane. I feel like John James Gunn is gonna go for sure with like unknown actors and actresses that haven't been into much. That people a lot of people
I
are
won't
saying
be
that
surprised.
one girl from that Scream movie that got
Melissa
fired.
Barrera,
Yeah,
I can't really see her as Wonder Woman, but at the same time, I would love it. I love Melissa
yeah,
Barrera. I think she's great. So if they were to do that, fuck yeah.
fuck yeah.
But like, no, I'm not gonna lie though. I just really want them to bring back Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn for the DCU. She is perfect in the role. She does the role justice. She is great. She is the best casting for DC characters.
Margot Robbie.
Yeah, her as Harley Quinn is perfect, and I just hope that they bring her back for the DCU. I believe that James Gunn pretty much said that if she wants to come back, she can. That is pretty much at this point her decision. So I hope that she comes back. I love her as the character.
I do too. I don't think James Gunn has any plans though for any movies or for any times unless they somehow
before he
incorporate
became
Joker.
before he became CEO, like he would talk about how him and Margot Robbie had some ideas for some movies, but then he became CEO and it's like we know nothing about that. So I really love what James Gunn did with her in the Suicide Squad. So I really want her. I just want her back.
What about Birds of Prey?
Movie I'm mixed about, but I'm mixed about the movie, but I thought she was great.
Well,
like more brutal, a bit more grittier, kind of with the style. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But just story wise and like how they had some of the characters in that film, it was like not the best. But Margot Robbie, that of course, she was the best part of the movie.
She's awesome. She does a great Harley Quinn. Her and Lady Gaga.
Okay, not Lady Gaga. I like Lady Gaga's music, but her in that Joker movie was fucking terrible. Well, she wasn't terrible, but like the movie was terrible.
Right. Okay. Well, I think that pretty much does it.
Yeah,
I don't have anything else to add. You've heard our thoughts of the Superman movie and our predictions for what's going on, and what we hopefully want to see.
Yeah. There's a lot with DC currently, the DCU, the Matt Reeves Batman stuff, and right now, it is a pretty hopeful future, and I can't wait to see what they do next with the DCU. But with the Superman movie, with how that was, it was a super great movie. Like, it was the movie I do feel like with how times are now, with what's going on in America, this is a very important movie to watch as it just feels like a hug and it just inspires kindness and it gets Superman right. With this movie, I give it a 9 out of 10, even though like there was one part I didn't like, but just with how the character was and with just how the movie was in general, it makes up. And this is just a great movie that we need right now.
Yeah, well, my final thoughts have to be I love this film. Probably my favorite superhero film of this year, I think. But I feel like in the past couple years, the last superhero movie that I really probably enjoyed is I could watch again is probably Thunderbolts and
Yeah.
the Suicide Squad 2021.
2021.
Those are awesome. This one fits just that realm, that world. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I guess. I don't know. I don't remember when that came out, but that was really good too.
Yeah, that 2023.
I'm the message of this film. I feel like is very important. Just to be kind, and even if it's corny, I feel like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Just
Even if you have your red underwear out.
what's right.
But yeah, this is like a very important film to have right now that we,
Right.
as a society, need. And if you have people complaining about it, but it's like, fuck that. They don't understand the character, I feel like. And like this film just perfectly gets the character right and just spreads that kindness, and we really need that right now. And those are pretty much the final stuff I'm going to say about the film. Marin, you got anything final to say?
Thank you for joining us on this journey into fantasy.
And we will see y'all next time.